We don't have any issues. Is it fast enough? I have no idea.
Listen guys, something absolutely wild is happening in Formula 1 right now, and if you're a Max Verstappen fan, you need to hear this. Hold on, because we're talking about a car that's secretly killing his season, a Ferrari plan nobody saw coming, and Max literally jumping into a completely different racing car just days before one of the most brutal races on the planet. This video covers everything, and trust me, by the end, your jaw will drop. Let's get into it. The weight crisis, Red Bull's hidden problem. So let's start with something that most people are sleeping on. Red Bull's 2026 car, the RB22, it has a serious weight problem. Like, not a small issue. We're talking about 12 kilograms over the minimum weight limit. And in Formula 1, that is absolutely massive. Here's why that matters. Every single kilogram above the limit costs you around 0.03 seconds per lap. Now, multiply that by 12 kilograms. Across 70 laps, you're basically handing your rivals free lap time every single race. And that's exactly what's been happening to Max this season. The FIA came into 2026 with brand new regulations, dropping the weight limit from 798 kilograms all the way down to 768 kilograms. That's a 30 kilograms reduction, and teams had to completely rethink how they build their cars. Red Bull clearly struggled with that. Their own technical director, Pierre Wache, admitted publicly, "We have some challenges with the weight." And look, fair enough, other teams are dealing with it too. But here's the thing. Max is sitting in P9 with just 12 points from 4 races. That is his lowest start to a season in years, and the car's weight is a massive reason why. Red Bull did bring upgrades to Miami that cut roughly half of that excess weight, and they're planning another step at either the Austrian or British Grand Prix to finally hit the 768 kilograms target. So there's hope, but right now, Max is basically racing with a disadvantage built right into the car. Max at Fuji, a completely different beast. Now, here's where the story gets really interesting. While Red Bull is busy trying to fix their F1 car, Max went to Japan, not for an F1 race, but to drive a Super GT car at Fuji Speedway. And not just for fun. This was a proper Red Bull challenge. He jumped into a Nissan Z NISMO GT500, a 650 horsepower machine that he had never driven before, on a completely wet track, and his target was to beat the lap time set by Atsushi Miyake, one of the best Super GT drivers in the business. New car, new circuit, horrible conditions, and Max had just one installation lap before going for it. After the run, he said, and I love this quote, "It was a lot of fun, just a shame it was raining quite a bit." That's it. That's Max. Zero drama, pure racer. And this whole Fuji run was actually preparation for something even bigger, which brings us to the Nürburgring 24 hours, happening May 14th to 17. Max is making his debut in one of the most physically and mentally demanding races on the planet, and the fact that he's out there testing different cars, pushing himself in new environments, shows you exactly the kind of racer he is. While his F1 season is struggling, Max is out here feeding his soul with pure racing. Ferrari's secret plan, the backup nobody expected. All right, now this one is spicy, because while everyone is talking about Mercedes being Max's potential next home, there's another team quietly watching from the shadows, and that team is Ferrari. Dutch journalist Eric van Haren, who is genuinely close to Verstappen's inner circle, recently said, "Ferrari is monitoring the Verstappen situation. And let me show you something. Ferrari already has Hamilton and Leclerc, so why are they even looking at Max?" Well, Hamilton's future beyond 2026 is reportedly looking uncertain, and Ferrari know that if Max becomes available, they simply cannot afford to ignore him. One Italian analyst put it perfectly. If Verstappen is on the market, Ferrari cannot let him slip away. You wouldn't get Verstappen in another car. Now, here's the twist. Max and his father Jas have always been a little skeptical about Ferrari. The team hasn't won a driver's championship since 2007, and the Verstappens are cautious people when it comes to big decisions. So Ferrari monitoring Max doesn't mean Max is running to Ferrari. But the fact that they're in the conversation at all tells you everything about how unstable Max's future at Red Bull really is right now. Red Bull's Plan B Piastri. And speaking of Red Bull's uncertainty, let me show you what's happening behind the scenes. Multiple sources confirmed from inside the Miami paddock that Red Bull has already identified Oscar Piastri as their preferred replacement if Max leaves. Not a rumor, not a leak, confirmed by several people inside the paddock. Team principal Laurent Mekies and the Red Bull leadership are essentially ready to activate the Piastri plan the moment Max makes a move. And it makes sense when you think about it. Piastri's manager is Mark Webber, a former Red Bull driver who knows the team inside out. The groundwork could already be happening quietly. Meanwhile, Piastri at McLaren is technically the second driver behind Lando Norris, and Webber reportedly wants his client leading a top team. Red Bull could offer exactly that. Canada, what's at stake? So what's next? Canada. The Grand Prix runs May 22nd to 24 at Circuit Gilles Villeneuve in Montreal, and this race is absolutely critical for Max. Not just for points, but because Canada is the first of 2 consecutive races where Max must avoid any more penalty points, or he faces an actual race suspension. The pressure is real. Current standings have Antonelli leading on 72 points, Russell on 63, and Max sitting way down the order. But here's the thing. Montreal is a circuit where driver skill can genuinely cover for a car's weaknesses. If Red Bull gives Max a stable car with good braking confidence, he will be dangerous. He always is on circuits like this. Canada could be the reset moment, or it could make things worse. We'll find out very soon. The full picture. So let's bring it all together. Red Bull's weight crisis has been silently killing Max's season. Meanwhile, Max himself is out there racing Super GT cars in Japan and preparing for the Nürburgring 24 hours like a man who genuinely loves every form of motorsport. Ferrari is watching him from a distance. Red Bull already has Piastri lined up as backup, and Canada is coming fast with massive stakes attached. My honest opinion? Max is not done at Red Bull yet, but 2026 is the most dangerous season for that partnership since it began. The upgrades are coming, but so is the summer break deadline, where his contract exit clause becomes active. And here's the question I'll leave you with. If Red Bull doesn't fix this car by summer, do you think Max actually pulls the trigger and leaves? Drop your answer in the comments. See you in the next one.